May 1st, 2023. Good day all. This is a message from Sierra Victor. We apologize for the delay in our program. If you remember correctly, in our last message we spoke about escape techniques when you are kidnapped. Since that message, some useful tips were sent to us from our listeners, and we would like to share them now with you. First of all, we gave advice on how to hotwire a car, but as the book said, it will only work with older model cars. Don't waste valuable time when trying to escape from your captors on a new vehicle model. To prevent the kidnappers to chase you with a vehicle, sabotage the vehicle. This can be done by deflating the tires, etc. Distraction is also a key component to consider when escaping. Starting a fire will not only draw the attention of your captors away from you, but might also draw the attention of other people and hopefully emergency services to the location. We continue with our current program based on a book named Spy Secrets That Can Save Your Life by Jason Hansen as a baseline. The information, techniques, and skills is applicable and adapted to the high crime environment in South Africa. Chapter 5. How to criminal-proof your house. Part 1. Home invasions can happen anywhere to anyone. In South Africa this has become the unfortunate norm, that invaders are not scared about finding people in the house anymore. In most cases they actually plan the invasion for when you are at home, as the motive is not always to steal, but also racial hatred, and they want to injure you and your family. Here are some statistics by the FBI, and although these statistics is for the United States, we expect it to be accurate, or not far off, for South Africa as well. 1 in 5 homes will be the victim of a break-in or home invasion. 85% of burglars study homes before a home invasion. 50% of burglars portray servicemen, FedEx, UPS, etc., before a home invasion. 94% of burglars are high on drugs when they are invading a home. 30% of violent assaults take place during a home invasion. 60% of rapes take place during a home invasion. 33% of burglars enter the home through an unopened door or window. There are also 2 kinds of burglars. Your day burglar is a professional. This is the guy who will have already studied your house. He knows when you're away, and he's going to break in when you're at work. You will have no idea that he was there until you go to look for your diamond bracelet or your laptop computer. While I certainly hope you don't encounter a daytime burglar, you should know that nighttime burglars are an even greater concern. This is because the guy who is going to rob you in the middle of the night is dangerous. This guy is most likely high on drugs or mentally ill, and he doesn't care whether you're home or not. In fact, he may want you to be home. Think like a criminal. While all of this might sound incredibly scary, there is some good news. By putting ourselves in the mindset of a criminal, we can easily determine whether our homes are appealing to them. Some very simple, inexpensive changes can help a criminal decide that he wants to skip your house altogether. Tactic 1: Study your own neighborhood. The first strategy is literally as easy as taking a stroll down your street, but what you learn on this walk may stop a burglar from breaking into your house. What do you see when you look at all the other houses on your block? Put yourself in the mindset of a burglar. Which house would you want to rob? Which houses looks inhabited, like someone is home right now? Which houses give away signals that someone hasn't been around? Look for the signals that a burglar seeks out to determine whether someone is home. Observe newspapers, mail, or any other papers that are delivered. Are newspapers lying in a pile on the sidewalk? Is mail bursting out of the mailbox? What do the lawns look like? Are they mowed and well cared for? Who leaves their garage door open? More on that in a bit. These are all open invitations to burglars. They all suggest that the house is unoccupied. It's also especially important to bring in the trash cans after the garbage is picked up. It's easy for burglars to figure out when trash day is, and then note who still has their trash cans out a few days later, meaning that homeowner is probably out of town. You want your home to project a secure image. Noting who has these particular items in check is the first step toward making sure your house appears to be the most secure house on the street. Tactic 2. Study your own house. Most of us probably spend more time than we'd like to taking care of our homes. We want our houses to look inviting and attractive. We mow our lawns, plant flowers, and take pride in our landscaping. However, it's entirely possible we're attracting more than we bargained for with our hard work. Criminals are looking at our houses too, carefully calculating how easy it would be to break in and help themselves to our valuables. Unfortunately, some of the things we may be doing to make our houses look more desirable are telling criminals to come on in and help themselves. That's why it's important to not only case your neighborhood but to case your house, just like a criminal would, to see what elements of your home are making you vulnerable to criminal activity. Walk around the entire perimeter of your home. Note any places where a criminal could potentially hide, including any overgrown shrubs or bushes. You want to make sure that if someone is in your yard, either you or your neighbors are easily going to see them. Also look for symbols that suggest your home is full of valuables. Is there an expensive car parked in your driveway? Is your extremely large flat-screen TV easily visible from the front yard because you forgot to close the blinds? I'm not suggesting that you make your house look shabby, or that you don't enjoy your fancy car if you have one. That being said, you want to be careful about advertising your valuables to potential criminals. The less they know about what you have, the better. While a child's scooter or bicycle in the front yard might seem completely innocent, it's important that these items are always carefully stored away and locked up at the end of the day. A scooter makes an excellent device for breaking glass windows. The same goes for any tools or other objects that can be used as a projectile. Any garden implements, shovels, or other tools need to be out of sight and securely locked. Tactic 3. Study your house at night. While you can learn a lot by casing your house during the day, it's important to repeat the process at night. Walk the perimeter and think about where you'd hide if you were a criminal. Would you know if there was someone hiding behind the area where you keep your trash cans? Is it too dark to tell? Note dark spots where criminals could hide, especially near your front door. Pay attention to lighting. Is the perimeter of your home well lit? Would you be able to see an intruder approaching? Take note of what the weaknesses are. Don't forget about the garage. Make a point of locking the door in your house that leads to the garage, just as you would your front door. It's easy to forget to close the garage door itself. We're opening it to get out bikes and scooters for kids, or maybe we're hauling out garbage to the curb. We forget that for most of us, access to the garage means access to the house. It's also important to block sight lines into the garage. You don't want criminals knowing if there are valuables in the garage, or seeing whether or not there's a car inside. No car usually means no one is home. Psychological and physical tricks. In addition to physical security such as motion detector lights, deadbolts, and an alarm system, it is possible to secure your home using a powerful combination of physical and psychological tricks. These tricks are easy and inexpensive and will make burglars think twice about robbing your home. Home security signage. It's great to have an actual security system, but whether you have one or not, the signs alone are a big deterrent. This may sound silly, but if a burglar thinks there is even a chance you have an alarm system, they will likely move on to the next house that has no signs at all. Place the sign in a prominent spot in your front yard. You'll also want to put the security stickers in as many windows as possible. I'd recommend placing them on any windows near doorways, as well as basement windows. Sliding glass doors should also have security stickers. The invisible dog. If you have a dog, great. Dogs can definitely add another layer of protection to your home. Whether or not you actually have a dog, purchase large dog bowls to be displayed near your front and back door. Am I on camera? Burglars do not want to be caught on film committing a crime. Real working security cameras are terrific, but it's understandable if this expense isn't in your budget. A terrific backup is a knockoff of the real security camera. What makes the fake effective is that it has a battery-operated red blinking light and looks exactly like the real thing. If criminals see a blinking light, they're not going to waste time wondering whether the camera is real. They're going to get out of there before there's evidence of them actually committing a crime. The peephole, you need to know who is on the other side. You should never open a door unless you know who is there. It's also important that you don't just ignore it. Criminals will often ring your doorbell to determine whether you are home. If you are, they might ask you if you want work done on your house or beg for some money or food. If you don't answer, they might break in. If there's someone at the door who you aren't expecting, simply speak to the person through the door, and find out what they want. Most front doors aren't soundproof, so you can have a conversation without actually opening the door. Driveway alarm. If you live at the end of a long rural driveway, or your house is fairly isolated, a driveway alarm may be a worthwhile security measure for you to take. As crazy as it sounds, it's not unusual for burglars to park right in your driveway. They want quick access to their car for an immediate getaway. Thank you for listening or reading this message. We will continue in our next message on Spy Secrets, with Chapter 5. How to criminal-proof your house. Part 2. Please feel free to use and distribute as needed. Our messages are not by any means enticing you to a revolution of sorts, but rather to equip you with the necessary theoretical background in order to assist local armed forces or police in stabilizing a SHTF situation. Please contact any admin on any Sierra Victor group for our previous material or search for our channel on YouTube. We wish you well. Sierra Victor.